Albert Law.
Hello?
I'm not able to
Man,
come
it
to
went
the
on
phone.
again.
It's just,
Hey, Lily?
a moment.
Can we turn off that
If you
answering
will leave your
machine?
name and a message, I'll try to get back with you as soon as I can. Bye-bye.
You know how to turn it off? Hello?
Yeah, hi.
Hey, it's you. Who's this again?
Chip.
Chip. Hey, Chip.
Good.
Hang on. I'm trying to work out this answering machine. Is it off?
I got it. It's off.
Okay. Good. Come over here, Shannon. You gonna be
Here,
on the show?
I'm on this phone.
Okay, man. See you.
Shannon?
Hello?
Hi, this is Chip Midnight. How are you?
Chip. Hello. My name's Shannon. And where are you from?
Ohio
what is this?
State.
Ohio State. Are we playing near there?
Yeah, in Columbus. Right.
Really? What kind of club are we playing at? What kind of place is this?
1,500 to 2,000 seat.
Really? Is it pretty cool?
Yeah, it is. I don't know. I know that the record stores have stuff up. The radio down here sucks, so I don't know if they've been promoting it at all around here.
Really?
But I know that I have seen stuff up like in record stores and stuff.
Cool, man. So you're our man.
I'm the man.
You're helping us out. Cool. What is it going to be a big show there? Is there a lot of people that
yeah,
go to this thing?
It's real strange. Like some of the bigger known, like Bret Michaels was here a couple weeks ago. Got 200 people. Overkill was here and almost sold the place out. So.
Really?
I can't. I have
That's
no idea.
so funny. I hate Bret Michaels.
So I don't
He's our label mate, and you can even print that. We hate that band.
Okay, yeah.
We hate anybody who likes that band. We hate that band. And they're like there's no such thing as label mates.
Yeah.
People always say like a lot of label. I don't believe. None of us in the band believe in that.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys, you're not on the same label as Soundgarden, right?
No, they're with the A&M.
Yeah. How did you end up getting hooked up with them?
We just played out at the Foundations Forum.
Yeah, I saw that. Oh,
in Los Angeles, and they played at that, and really, honest to God, I can tell you, I don't know. I just know that it was our management was working with their management about the Guns N' Roses tour.
Yeah.
And we were needing to go out on the road for a little stint, and then it was brought up. With this band, if because we haven't released our album yet, obviously. Yeah. So it's kind of difficult for a big band to want to take another band out that doesn't have an album out and isn't going to draw probably as well as what we would have if we had an album out that was circulating a couple singles or something.
Yeah, when are you planning on releasing the album?
We're planning on releasing one probably in February, March, somewhere around in there of next year.
Was that held back? Because
we had recorded an EP with David Briggs, a man who has done like Buffalo Springfield and some Neil Young records, some of Neil Young's most popular records.
Yeah.
And we were going to release that, but then, we decided that we wanted to release a whole big project instead of a 5-song little idea.
Yeah. Are you going to release those songs? Are those going to be?
Yeah, the songs that were on the EP are going to be on the LP.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's why it's like no one's going to want to buy an EP and then go out and buy an LP that they already have half of.
Right.
So we decided to hold the EP, and there's some of them that have got out. You probably got one right there, don't you?
Yeah, I do. Dominique.
Dominique sent you one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the EP that we were playing on. It just we didn't get a lot of what the band was about on that.
Yeah, how would you describe? I listen to it and I can't put your sound into words. I don't know how to.
We kind of see everybody's got a different influence, like. I mean, we cover the whole spectrum of music as far as, like, sometimes we'll start jamming and then, for all we know, it could end up sounding like a Sex Pistols song by the time we cut it all up and put it together.
Yeah.
I mean, our songs, we jump around a lot, we don't really want to set ourselves in any certain category.
Yeah.
I don't know how possibly that could hurt us in the future, but if, it's fun because we're not trying to play in one certain vein. It's just kind of what everybody feels like that night, and for the next few nights to follow as we create the song. Kind of like a Traffic. I don't listen to a lot of Traffic, but the other guys do, and that's what they say, that a lot of the music has the feel of.
Yeah. What is your singing background? How did you get started? And
I used to just do things like I never took singing seriously until like I graduated from high school, and reality hit me in the face that I didn't really want to go to college because I felt like it was wasting my parents' money, and because I never really applied myself to anything until now.
Yeah.
And I just used to do things like sing in the bathroom and sing on the way to, the same things you do. The singing in the shower, the singing with my mother on the way to and from school, and so singing old Elton John songs and Jim Croce songs. And I worked in the local factory job in Lafayette for a while, and then I met a guy who sang in a band there.
Yeah.
And ended up writing a song and giving it to him and asking him if his band could do it. And he was the kind of guy, who would just make me be like, fuck that, get your own project together, you get a band together and you do it. And then I ended up meeting a guitar player in Lafayette, a friend of mine named Mike Kelsey, and me and him put together a band, Indiana, and then it was a half cover tune, half original song thing, but then it got, it was quick to see that it wasn't going to anywhere at all, so then I kind of had backed myself in a corner and wanted to move out of Indiana because I just was getting in too much trouble there, and moved to Los Angeles where you could fit in a lot, where I could fit in a lot better, and ended up hooking up with Brad and Rogers, the guitar player and the bass player in the band. And then Brad had a friend that would, came and watched us rehearse one night, and then he ended up getting in the band. It's Christopher, the guy who answered the phone. And then we ended up getting a drummer from the same hometown as Brad and Rogers. So, and it fell together actually very quickly as far as the record deal and everything went down. We didn't really play out that much in LA. And when we did our showcases, we barely, like, you know how showcasing goes, right? Yeah. We barely got enough songs to even get through a showcase.
Yeah.
So to get a deal, we were just blown away. I mean, because we had only written 5 songs? Is it 5 songs? Is that about all we had? It was so funny, man. We were nervous. We were like, well, maybe you ought to do that solo a little bit longer so we can use up some time.
Yeah. When did all this take place?
In was it March? March 18th. March 18th of 1990. We signed with the Tower Tribe. That's what it said in that one. We signed with the Tower Tribe, and from then, we obviously, we got really, really good management.
Yeah.
We just have finally put together our working team as far as we have Doug and Chris Jones at Big FD Management, working with us. We have we got a good working team put together. Bill Ellison from ICM, who wants to work with us personally, which is good. We couldn't ask for anything. That guy used to book the doors and stuff. His name, he's all throughout the No One Gets Out Alive book.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah,
so this guy definitely knows his shit.
Yeah, when I talked to Dominique, you know her?
Yeah, Dominique is great.
Yeah, she was just raving about you.
She is she's so fun to hang out with.
Yeah.
We took her out with us one night, and we went partying a couple nights before we moved from Los Angeles. Because we just moved. We're in Mississippi right now. And
okay.
We're in between moves. We're wanting to relocate into Chapel Hill, North Carolina. That's where we're moving to.
Yeah.
But our house wasn't ready when we left. When we left LA, so we stopped over to visit Brad and Roger's, family, and ended up finding out that our house wasn't ready. So we're staying here until we go out with Soundgarden.
Yeah, you guys just basically rehearsing right now.
Yeah, we're just rehearsing in Columbus, or in West Point, Mississippi. And let me tell you, it's a little bit different than Los Angeles. I'll tell you.
I can imagine so.
Man.
You guys are only playing 6 shows on this?
We're gonna play. Yeah, I think we were gonna play more, but I guess they're gonna go out with Rush, and I think that we are going in the studio to record some more songs.
Okay, that's cool.
So it was, so we didn't get to do as many as what we would have liked to have done.
Yeah, and then after you do those, you're gonna go back out?
Yeah, as soon as we get done. We're only gonna book six weeks of studio finish our album.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, one thing we do, we record everything live, so it doesn't, I mean, we just go in there and instead of doing like bass, drums,
Yeah.
and singing, everything at once live.
Yeah.
Then we do some overdubs on the vocals, but all the music is just live, so it only takes, we knock out like 2 or 3 songs a day.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, it's going to save a lot of money as far as the, the budget and stuff, because we kind of keep an eye on how much we're spending and just, I mean, and any album can make, or any group can make a good album if they want to go in there and spend the money. I mean, some of the best albums were made for, $40,000,
Yeah.
$30,000, instead of going in and spending fucking, like $250,000, $300,000 to make 10 good songs. I think I think that is really kind of stupid.
Yeah. Have you guys played outside of Los Angeles
We've
at all? Or?
have we played outside of LA? Yeah, we played in Malibu. No, we haven't played outside of California.
No.
No.
You looking
That's why
forward to
we're hoping to we want to do the college thing.
Yeah.
We're hoping to land a college tour right after the release of our album, possibly before it, but we would like to promote it on a college level.
Yeah.
We'd like to touch base with all the universities, and because we just, that just seems like it's a cool circuit. You meet the cooler people and people who are actually, who have a little bit of intelligence. That's for sure. They're in college.
Yeah.
It's just a cool circuit that we feel that would like our music a lot more than the average. A lot of that outside there, people don't. A lot of the alternative music it goes well with the college scene.
Yeah. Who's this other band opening up?
I don't have the
Sister
faintest
Double
idea.
Happiness.
I don't know anything about them. I forget their name.
Sister Double Happiness.
Sister Double Happiness.
I've heard of them. I have no idea.
I have not. I've never heard of them or anything. I hope they're good. I hear they're pretty good. I hear they're heavy and stuff.
That's cool. Where did the name come from, Blind Melon?
It's actually from Brad, the bass player. There was this house that was next door to his parents' home, and it was like a bunch of most likely not to be successful people lived.
Okay.
They weren't exactly your run-of-the-mill law-abiding citizens, and they just would smoke pot all day and just sit around and not really do much anything, and like he remembers when he was little that like his dad would walk out and he would call them blind melons. And obviously in high school and stuff, I wasn't most likely to succeed, and I don't think any of the other guys were either. And he just brought that name up, and one of the few things that we've had in common, because I mean we're all from small towns and we all ran away to the big city and stuff.
Yeah.
And one of the only things we had in common was the whole definition of blind melon.
Yeah.
And so it kind of, right when you said it, it was the name. You know how like Motley Crue got their name? That's exactly how we got ours.
Yeah. Cool. Let's see. Now that, you haven't played any shows on this tour, but how are you gonna prepare, like, mentally? You know what I mean?
For something like Soundgarden, it's gonna be weird because they're definitely a lot heavier than we are. You can tell by listening to the tape. I'm just hoping to stay healthy. Because it's cold. Is it colder than shit where you're at?
It snowed today for the first time.
Oh no! Are you serious?
I'm really sick.
How much snow did you get?
Oh, it was just flurries all day. But I mean,
Flurries all day.
We had 70-degree temperature last week.
And it turned around and got that cold. Yeah. In Chicago, it's like 17 below.
And I don't know if you're aware up here at OU.
I'm from Indiana.
So do you know where OU is?
I've had a few hangovers because of you guys.
the big Halloween thing that they have every year.
Oh, really?
They have a big Halloween where everyone dresses up, goes out on the streets, goes pretty crazy, and kind of got cold and. Everyone's real sick now.
So everybody's all sick and shit. You know what? I've been to a few parties at the university. I can't remember. There was some fraternity houses.
This is at where?
I kept at OU.
Well, I'm at Ohio State.
You are?
Which is different.
Oh, I was at OU.
Okay.
Uh-oh. I'm at your rival. I went to your rival. But their beer wasn't as good as what your guys' were up at Ohio State.
Definitely not. So let's see. How did the whole thing with Axel? How did that whole thing come about?
Where I'm from in Indiana is the same place where Axel and Izzy are both from.
Yeah.
And actually, where he grew up was just like 5 or 6 blocks away from me. I really never. He was a friend of my sister's and my brother's.
Yeah.
He's a little bit older than I am, and I never really got to be good friends with him until I moved to California.
Yeah.
And there's like a little tribe of people out in California from Lafayette, Indiana, and we all kind of, right when we feel like we're outsiders, you know, we call each other up and kind of regroup and let each other know, you know, just make sure each other's okay and that things are okay, you know. I mean, we might not, like, when I moved out there were 3 other of my friends moving out there from Lafayette. Kind of lose track.
Yeah.
But everybody, you know, when you can't really relate to a situation or something out there, we always would call each other, you know, just to find a peace and remember where you came from, and just kind of like a spiritual thing, I guess. But after I got out there for a while, I just ended up, you know, becoming pretty good friends with him, and I was there when they recorded a lot of the album, and a lot of the things I sang on the album were just spontaneous things. Like Don't Cry was a completely spontaneous thing.
Yeah.
Like I just happened to be there, and the vibe was really cool, and he just, you know, it was just like, I don't know, everything was just completely spontaneous.
Yeah.
So that's really what made it cool.
Yeah, I think it was really cool that they. Did you ask to be in the video, or did they invite you in?
No, they invited me. I never asked for anything. I mean, it's been kind of cool because, you know, he would answer a lot of questions before we would find out the answer in a bad manner. Like, you know, I mean, he would help us out with some situations, like some legal questions that we had been approached with, because a lot of this stuff is really fucking crooked, which is, you know, I mean, a lot of the things that go on in this business are really black ass crooked.
Yeah.
And you know, I mean, I would just, you know, like there was a couple situations where we could have really, you know, signed on the wrong dotted line or something like that, and, you know, but we, you know, everybody in the band's smart enough, obviously, to check stuff out beforehand, and he was just one of the people who had to deal with it before we did. So, you know, it was nothing to, you know, he would not shy away at all of answering, you know, helping us out as far as that. But as far as the work on the album and stuff, it was really cool because, you know, it was all spontaneous. It wasn't like when they flew me to the Ritz, and I had never even sang a song with him live before.
Yeah.
We had just did it in the studios, and here I had never been to New York before.
Oh, and then you joined them there?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and it was really funny.
Has there been any talk of, after you guys put out an album, you going out with them?
Well, we're both signed with the same management, obviously.
Yeah.
That will just that'll depend on how, that's up to them.
Yeah.
I mean, we want to play anywhere regardless. Obviously, to get a Guns N' Roses tour would be great for us.
Yeah.
But it, you know, it depends on how, you know, things work out, and obviously our music and Guns N' Roses music is completely different.
Yeah.
I think that would be a bad, you know, that would be something that would be different. But, you know, we're friends with all of them, and you know, they're friends with all of us, so it would be great. It'd be like one big happy family going out on a fucking road trip.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that would be, you know, that would be great. I would love it.
Yeah.
Obviously, it would be something that it would be up to them.
Yeah. Being from the inside, maybe you can tell me, what is there a point behind that video? Because I don't.
I think a lot of it has to do with Axl's personal life.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people. He's a lot more intelligent than what a lot of people give him credit for. A lot of that video, I mean, a lot of people think it's stupid and stuff, but anybody who knows him as a person can kind of see where it's all, you know, the concept, where it comes from.
Yeah.
And that's about all, you know, that I want to say about the video.
Yeah. Have you well, probably, have you shot anything for any songs? Probably not.
With our band?
Yeah.
We are actually, we're waiting until we have the whole album recorded and decide on what singles we want to release.
Yeah.
Possibly Soul One and Tones of Home. The song Tones of Home is probably going to be the first video we release.
Yeah,
now, that's something, after we record the whole album, it's obviously something that we're going to sit down with our management and decide, because, you know, we respect their opinion too. You know, so we want you know, we want to decide on a song where everybody's happy.
Yeah, I really like them all. I think Tones of Home is probably my favorite.
See, that song's like a personal song for everybody, because it's like in some of the things we read that people write about our band is that they say we're an LA band, and it's like that we're the farthest removed from that. So we want to be so far removed from that scene because we weren't an LA band. We didn't really fit into the scene out there as far as, I don't know. The bands out there are a dime a dozen, and a lot of them don't have very much soul at all. You know, they just like, oh, I'm gonna get drunk on Saturday night and fuck some women and da-da-da. You know, it's just, and every song is the same. You know, it's like we sit down and we think about our songs and stuff, and then we thought about where in the hell we were living, and we thought about how much it cost to live out there, and then we knew it was time to leave. Yeah. But it was like, we're about as far from an LA band. The only thing we had in common was that we lived in the same city. Yeah. We didn't pick up any of its, you know, vibe. We didn't pick up any of its. I mean, we were either practicing or we were all at home. Yeah. You know, we didn't really dig the scene out there. We didn't dig the $3.75 Budweisers. We didn't dig too much of it out there. So we moved. Chapel Hill's more of an organic feel to it. You know. Yeah. Everybody in the band likes the trees. They like to, you know, fish. They like to be a hick. Yeah. You know, and out there you can't be one at all.
Yeah. What other bands did you play with when you played out in LA?
What other bands?
Yeah.
Brett, our Christopher, our guitar player, played a stint with a band called Daisy Chamber out there, but it was just a gig. It was one show.
Oh, I meant like who have you like other bands have you played like?
Shows with. We played with Liquid Jesus. We played with Ice-T's Body Count and Circle of Soul.
Yeah, I just picked up their tape.
Who, Body Count?
No, Circle of Soul.
Circle of Soul? Yeah. You know what? I think they broke up, too.
Really?
Yeah. Did you know Circle of Soul broke up? Yeah. We played with Liquid Jesus. They're on MCA. Yeah, they're really good friends of ours. I mean, we played with them guys at the Cat House right before we left, right before we moved. But they're like in our same little family. A couple of the guys are. Buck, the singer, and the bass player, Johnny.
Yeah, I have that live one that they recorded.
Yeah, their guitar player, Todd, that guy, he's pretty much a dick. None of us like him. You can even put that in the article. But Buck, the singer, is great. Him and the bass player, Johnny, are a good team.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Let's see what else I can ask you here. Who are some of your influences?
My influences are probably Elton John, Jim Croce. I think my influences are the ones that I liked before I ever got into music. Because the things that I liked before I ever got into music were, you know, like Cat Stevens, Elton John. You know, I got them from my parents. My parents listened to like the Mamas and Papas, and it was like when I drove to California. I listened to the song California Dreamin' about 100 million times because I remembered that song when I was real little, and it took me like 5 years to ever figure out how to find out who sang a song because I was like only 6 or 7 years old, and you really don't know how to go into a record store and find it, you know. But
what stuff do you like?
I like as far as just anybody who you know, like a lot of my influences aren't necessarily like you know, people in music. It's people I've met, you know, who bring inspiration and stuff like that. You know, to me that, you know, like there's, you know, as far as an influence, there's a bagman in California who lives on the streets who's an influence. You know, there's, you know, there's things like that. There's things, you know, just about, you know, nature and stuff that are inspirations to me and stuff. Anything that brings inspiration to me, I think I would say.
Okay, what kind of bands do you listen to now, like newer bands?
Newer bands? Everybody loves Pearl Jam. Have you heard them yet?
Yeah, I have.
They're fucking awesome, man. Those guys are, you know what a lot of people don't really have today, and you know, maybe they do, I don't think there's as many as what there should be, is like one thing about Pearl Jam is that they are like a team. You know, they're like a squad. There's a lot of unity in that band, and it's an all for one and one for all kind of thing. Whereas a lot of the bands, you don't find that. You know, their music does the talk, and they're, you know, from every time I've met with them, they really haven't been. They're not too talkative, but what they do say has a lot of, you know, they're just a really great band.
Yeah.
And the Seattle sound obviously is worth, you know, spending the money for. I mean, they're really, Pearl Jam they shred. Everybody in the band is just blown away by that band. But we all listen to that, and then the new Nirvana.
Yeah, I just saw
you know, we're wanting to hook up with Butch Vig, maybe possibly meet with him and see how things can come out about us working with him possibly on the album.
Yeah.
And it's just a matter of all of us sitting down and talking and finding out where each other's head is.
Yeah.
But we all listen to Nirvana and Pearl Jam, and then obviously there's the Deadheads in the band and the Dylan fans and the Lennon fans and Traffic.
Yeah, in fact, I just reviewed the Nirvana concert down here.
Were they good?
Yeah, they were great.
He said Nirvana shredded. It's a guy from Ohio State University.
Yep.
The best beer in the Midwest.
Yep.
Ohio State University. We're playing. Where are we playing at?
You're playing in Columbus and in Cleveland.
We're playing in Columbus and Cleveland. Is that Ohio State and Ohio? Is it Ohio State is in?
Ohio State's in Columbus.
In Columbus.
And OU's in Athens, which is like south.
South.
Yeah, I don't know. Cleveland just has Cleveland State up there.
Yeah, we definitely want to do the. I particularly want to do the Midwest because obviously that's where I'm from.
Yeah.
You know, I've staggered around all those campuses. I'd like to go. I'd like to be there with a purpose this time.
Yeah. What kind of like financial backing is the record company giving you for this tour?
The company is doing everything that we need. I mean, I don't ever really concern myself with the figures.
Yeah.
But as far as us having a company stand behind us, Capital's been very supportive of everything. They've put up with a lot of our shit. You know, we like to keep everything in our camp, you know, kind of to ourselves. We don't like to make a lot of phone calls. The company and our management now are just they're working good together. If we fail, it's only because of our own selves.
Yeah.
I mean, if we fail, it's going to be because we fucked up. It's not going to be because the company wouldn't stand behind this. And I mean, as for now, that's the way it is. You know, who knows? Possibly in the future but hopefully they won't, and it don't seem like they will. I mean, Hale Milgram, the president of our company, he's come down to our practices and stuff personally. You know, we talked to him on the phone personally, which I mean, they're a really good company. I can't stress that enough.
Yeah. So once the album comes out, they're definitely going to be behind you all the way.
Yeah. Yeah. They did. I think it'll be good for both sides if they do. I think that our music is. I think that it's something a lot of the kids our age can relate to.
Yeah. When I listen to it, like you're saying about Pearl Jam, I sort of not maybe the same sound as Pearl Jam and like Mother Love Bone, but I got that type of feel to it.
Yeah. See, it's like Mother Love Bone. I mean, there's nothing like a band like Pearl Jam. I would like them if I was deaf and I saw them play.
Yeah. Because
they feed off of each other. They get the energy from within.
Yeah.
You know, from within their own unit, they find what they need. And and to see something like that, man, is great. This move for us, has brought all of us, a lot closer, and being a unit and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it just makes it so much more, rewarding at the end of the night, man, when you have four other guys, in a 5-man unit that want to go out and do the same thing and feel the same, the same exhausted feeling from doing this. It's really cool, man. That is really cool.
Yeah.
And that's, our band is, as far as the unity thing, it's nice to know that there's still some soul left in the world.
Yeah.
As far as, that band has overflown with it.
Yeah. I'm totally switching tracks here, but I saw that on that. I wasn't listening to it, but I saw on Headbangers Ball, didn't they show part of you guys' performance?
Yeah.
What all did they show from that?
That was a song called No Rain. The only version of that on tape is a 4-track, and it shreds. It'll be on the album. It's a pretty simple song, actually. To play it at the Foundations Forum was kind of funny because it's as far removed from heavy metal as it. We kind of wanted to remove ourselves from that whole Foundations Forum thing because we had no business being there.
Yeah. Are you going to be playing that one on tour? This coming tour, are you going to be playing that song?
No Rain. Not on the Soundgarden thing.
No.
On the Soundgarden thing, there's some new songs that we're actually going to try out on this thing.
Yeah. How much time do you get each night?
I don't have the faintest idea. The longer, the better.
Yeah.
But we don't want to. We surely don't want to step on Sister Double Happiness' little time frame.
Do you know? Are you going on before them or after them, or?
Huh?
Do you know where you're going on before them or after them?
It's kind of up in the air now.
Yeah.
Obviously, they have an album out, which kind of sets us back. But you know what? It's actually we just want to play. It's really no big deal. What kind of? Obviously, we would like to go on later in the night, but you know, these things happen. You know, right now we'll just take it, and whoever's there early will get to see some good music.
Okay, if you could have your dream tour opening for anybody in the world.
Our dream tour opening up for anybody.
Whether they're still around or.
Whether they're still around or not. Hold on, and I'll tell you. Hold on, just a second.
All right.
Okay, it'd have to be a 4-band bill.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yep.
It would open up with Charles Manson
Okay.
doing an acoustic set. Then the Grateful Dead, and then the Beatles, and then us headlining, of course.
Of course. Charles Manson, huh?
The guy's a lyrical genius, isn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta admit, when you see today on Geraldo at 9, Charles Manson, you feel something inside. You go, God, I really hope I'm up in time to see that.
Yep.
Because that guy just he's so funny the way he talks, man. It's so off the wall. He's like in his own little genius world.
Yep. Yeah.
Anybody that can mind control someone into thinking that he's God and to go kill for him definitely has some kind of a mental.
Yeah, he does. I went through
mental energy.
A Charles Manson phase.
Yeah, you did?
I read Helter Skelter. I read like that one book.
He went through a Charles Manson phase. He said he read Helter Skelter and everything. You know what?
Manson in his words or whatever.
By Newell Emmons.
Is it?
Yeah, Newell Emmons. That's the book I read just recently.
Yeah.
This is funny, man. If you're a Manson freak, we were out. All right, we were in Beverly Hills looking for the Tate House.
Yeah.
You know the pictures of like the gate and everything.
Yeah.
We were driving around looking for it because see they've changed the street address. There's been a lot more construction happened since the murders, and and like the neighbors who live there, they really don't want people coming around. They changed the address and everything. Well, we're looking around for it, and we're in this right neighborhood, but we can't find it because there's all these little curvy and twisting roads that go up into the hills and stuff, and you might follow one and come out in San Fernando Valley. You might follow one and end up 2 blocks later coming out at the same intersection you just went up.
Yeah.
Well, we're going, and it's dark, and I'm in my Jeep, and it's me and this girl, and we're looking around, and I'm like, no, it's up here. We go over this hill, and boom, my headlights, at the dead end is right there at Sharon Tate's house. The fence that they climbed over that was red when it had blood smeared on it was there, painted red. Oh my God, I was freaking out, man. It was like 1 in the morning. It was really dark. And just the energy that you got, it was just scary.
Yeah.
It was just scary as shit. But anyway, that's one from me to you because if you're fascinated, I'm fascinated with scenes of the crime.
Yeah.
You know, like where Janis Joplin, like there's a friend of mine. You remember Richard Dawson for the Family Feud?
Yeah.
His son, Mark Dawson, I met him while we were living out there, and his son is making a movie of like it's called you remember the thing Faces of Death?
Yeah.
Well, this thing's called Places of Death, and the kid has flown around the world going to scenes of the crime like the Black Dahlia. You remember? Have you ever read about her?
I'm not.
She's like the Marilyn Monroe of the late 40s, probably early 50s. And she was found mysteriously cut in half and completely drained of her blood. You know, he goes into detail about all these, like where Janis Joplin OD'd, where what are Laurel and Hardy? Like, is that the sidekick comedy?
Either them or Abbott and Costello, I don't know.
Yeah, Abbott and Costello, that's it. Which one of them was like a heroin junkie and owned a crack house downtown L.A.? It's just, and it's funny, I mean, because I'm fascinated with things like that.
Yeah.
But,
That's really, I mean, that's funny, because I was, this summer actually, in the, like, I read, you ever read The Deviant? Ed Gein book?
Oh, no, I haven't.
About the guy who skinned bodies and wore the skin on his body.
No
dressed
shit.
up like as them.
You can't, and see, it's so funny because you want to tell people about it.
People
They
think
just think you're a freak then.
Then John Wayne Gacy, I read.
Yeah.
The Shoemaker, I don't know if you ever read that one.
No, but I got a John Wayne Gacy story for you.
Okay.
All right, Mark Dawson, the guy I just told you about. He was interviewing this girl where Black Dahlia's body had been found. And this girl had been living in this building for a really long time. And on her wall, she had some really cool paintings. And he's like, "That's really cool." And he looked at it, and it was signed JWG. And it was an original picture that John Wayne Gacy had sent. She was a pen pal to him. And he had sent her a painting. Like a painting that was a picture of, like, boots or something.
Yeah.
Of, like, boots sitting by the door. It was real odd. It was a really cool painting, I guess, from what he said. But it was just really weird, you know.
Yeah.
Can you imagine having a John Wayne Gacy original? Ugh. I wouldn't hang it on. I wouldn't want one. That guy was pretty sick, but I mean, stories like that just fascinate me because I'm really into like what makes the human mind work that way. What would break? What kind of piston would you blow to do something like that?
Yeah, that's why people think I'm strange. I mean, when Jeffrey Dahmer, that whole thing happened.
Yeah.
You know, he went to Ohio State for a year.
He did?
And that was just like, I was like, oh my God, this guy went there. And they're like, well, why are you proud of that? And I'm like,
what did Ohio State have that made him do that?
Yeah.
That's what, I mean, it's like to everything negative, there's something positive about it.
Yeah.
You know, you can learn from psychos like that, you know, you can learn, you know, but what pushed this guy over the edge?
Yeah.
You know, that's what fascinates me more, is what made this person do that.
Yeah.
You know, because, I mean, there was a lot of things like, you know, a lot of the nights here I sleep in LA Awake and I evaluate my life in LA and what I learned from it and what I didn't learn from it.
Yeah.
And what about it corrupted me and why it corrupted me and what am I going to do to myself to adapt and overcome the situations that I got myself in while I was in LA. I mean, but like things like that, I was into that too. I haven't bought People magazine in a year, and I bought that one.
The Dahmer, yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, I'm never, as I live on this earth, I'm probably never going to read a sicker story.
Yeah.
So I'm going to buy the magazine.
Well, hey, I mean, how are you guys traveling around?
You know what, man? This is a really low budget thing for us. We're not wanting to spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
We have got a van and a U-Haul trailer.
Yeah. Because I had to find out, because between Columbus and Cleveland is Akron, where he committed the first murder, where he grew up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that would be...
Dude, I'll go there. If you want to go, I'll go. I'm fascinated with
with
scenes of the crime, dude.
Because I know the town where it's out right... Have you ever heard of Blossom Music Center?
Huh.
That's like the outdoor place where everybody plays during the summer. You know, the big concerts come to, and he grew up in a town like 10 minutes away from there.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I should try to find out.
That is really cool, man. I'll talk to you for hours about stuff like that, man. Because I love, like I went to a Marina Del Rey in California where the Beach Boys guy,
Yeah.
Brian Wilson.
Yeah.
Was it Brian Wilson that died?
No, it was
It was his brother. his
Dennis.
drummer.
Dennis Wilson.
Dennis Wilson. Dennis Wilson. Or one of
Yeah,
them
yeah,
guys.
yeah.
Anyway, I went to like to a 5 foot by 5 foot section of water where he jumped in.
Really?
In Marina Del Rey, in the yard, in the yacht yard,
Yeah.
and drowned. Never came up.
Yeah. Wow.
And then all of a sudden I was touching the water, and his hand reached up and grabbed me. You know, that's what you always picture.
Wow.
But it was pretty intense, man. It's just weird. You get just a weird vibe of going to things like that.
Yeah.
You're just like, whoa, this is where it happened.
Yeah, definitely.
Is there any tension in this room left over from?
Yeah.
But what's your name, Chip? I'm going to interview you for a second.
Okay.
I just want to get your name and address.
Last name is Midnight.
Midnight?
Yep. That's my real last
Midnight.
name.
That's his name. That's great.
My real last name too.
And you got all these creepy death stories. That's kind of Your Christmas just passed, didn't it? Halloween.
Yeah.
Chip Midnight.
Yeah.
What's your number, dude?
I'll give you my home number. It's area code
614
297
297
6468.
6468. Ohio State University.
Yeah.
Well, listen, Chip. Was there anything else you needed?
No, that's about it.
You know what, dude? I'll give you a call as soon as we get into town.
Okay, yeah.
And we'll go hang, go have a drink or something, man.
Well,
I'll introduce the rest of the guys in the band.
My roommates are planning on having a couple keg parties Saturday night. And,
Really?
I mean, I live like right behind the Newport, almost.
You know what, man? If let's see, we have we're playing. What night are we playing there?
Saturday night.
We're playing on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was going to say we have 2 days after that. Man, if it was a weekend, we would play an acoustic set or something. We would, if we were actually there on a different day, man. If we could have been there one day before.
You know what day you do have? You have Sunday in Cleveland.
Uh huh.
And then you have a couple days off for Georgia. I don't know.
Uh huh. We do. We have 2 days off.
Yeah. Because I'm planning on going up to Cleveland too.
You know what? What would be the chances, Christopher, if they planned something for us to play at, like a university function or something? Is your guys' football team playing that day? At home?
No, I think they're away actually.
We're playing Sunday in Cleveland?
Yeah.
Oh, we're playing Sunday night. Shit.
Yeah.
Damn, man. Maybe we'll. You know what, man? We'll definitely get together, and if there's any kind of function that you guys have before the end of the year, feel free to get a hold of us because we're not gonna jump. We're probably not gonna jump on any kind of big tour for the next probably 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
So if there's some big function, like maybe a 2,500 person function or anything that's going on, that you guys want us to play at, dude, feel free to call Dominique if you have a number how to get a hold of her.
Okay.
And we'll set something up. If not, we will see you when we're in Ohio.
Okay, on Saturday, yeah.
All right,
That'd be
Chip.
cool.
Well, listen, man. Thanks a lot for calling.
Yeah, thanks a lot for.
And send us a copy of your.
I'll bring it along on Saturday.
You got it, brother.
All right, thanks a lot.